Welcome to Love Machine. Welcome to Love Machine. System shut down.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. This is episode 153. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleyman Gaming, Fubu87, and Turn-Based Carl. Welcome back, Carl, my friend. So good to have you back. And we got the whole crew with us. So we're going to be talking about the Game Awards, and we're going to be giving our predictions for the winners in this episode. So yeah, really psyched to get into that and to give our predictions. And I'm really excited to see how that plays out. But we're going to be dedicating pretty much this whole episode to the Game Awards. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Burley, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Expat?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Carl, welcome back. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be here again. You know,
Yeah.
it's been quite a while. It's been very
Yeah.
busy month, or so for me.
Yeah.
It's been very hectic, but starting to feel like home here in this new place now. Although
Cool.
still a lot of boxes right over here, if you could see, but they're there.
Cool. Well, it's good to have you back, man. And Fubu, how
Thank
you
you.
doing, man?
I'm feeling jealous because Burley's there teasing me with his PS Portal, and I want that. No, but I'm feeling good. Very happy to be. That's beautiful. I thought it would be small. I love it. I just love it. I love the design. It's already sold out everywhere, it seems. But yeah, I'm doing great. Finally resting. I've been having some crazy weeks at work. Not only weeks at work. Finally resting. here with the best people in the world, talk about the best thing in the world of video games. So very happy to be here once again.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. Yeah, good to have you again this week, Fubu. So so we got a great show for you. Like we said, we're going to be throwing a lot of our predictions out in this episode. We got a lot of categories to go through. We're not going through every single category, but we're going through the good majority of them in this episode. So really looking forward to that. But we are going to talk about the games that we've been playing this past week. But before we get into that, here is a brief word about where you can find the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast in audio and video formats.
Discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast's ad-free version in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month and get every episode including exclusive ad-free post-show content in video format when recorded, please visit patreon.com/thearenaproductions for further details. The audio version of the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in the video version, it will be on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Productions, where you can join and chat with the Arena Productions community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena Productions. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys. I'll start with the games that I've been playing this past week. I actually dedicated most of my time to one game. I did jump a little bit into Tactica today, Persona 5 Tactica. But I just started. But I before the podcast started earlier this evening, and for the past 7 to 8 hours, I've been playing Gaiden. So the man who erased his name.
Cool.
And I mean, it's typical Yakuza. Kazuma Kiryu is back, but of course he's going by the code name Jodyu now. But I love the game. I love the action elements to it. You know, the fighting style is my type of style. I know you guys, especially you, Carl, you like the turn-based style, which is, prevalent in 7 and coming soon 8. And actually, with the Game Pass version of Gaiden, you do get a special demo for 8. So, of course, Infinite Wealth. So I'm waiting to play that until I finish the main story in Gaiden, because Gaiden takes place in 2019. So I think Yakuza 6 was like 2016 in the time frame, and then Gaiden is set in 2019. So I'm thinking that Infinite Wealth is like, maybe last year or something like that. So I want to wait and finish the main story before I jump into the demo for that. But I mean, there are so many cutscenes in this game. I mean,
That's Yakuza.
That's Yakuza, man. I mean, typical, like, as
Judgment.
yeah, typical Yakuza, typical Judgment, the 2 Judgment games. Yeah, and then when the cutscenes end, you're just fighting thugs, fighting bosses, and then there's another cutscene and that lasts for like 10 minutes, and then like I'm with this one person in Osaka. Which is interesting is you go from Tokyo to Yokohama, and then now you're in Osaka in the game. So basically you're going to, parts of the cities that you were in the previous Yakuza games. But you're with this one woman, and she's like helping the homeless and everything. And she just keeps baiting you to help her time and time again. So you're doing all of these side quests, and you think, okay, chapter 2 is going to end soon, because I've been playing chapter 2 now for almost 5 hours, You know, it's like it just continues and it's never going to end, you know, because I have to do all these side quests for her just to continue on with the main mission, you know.
wow.
So yeah, it's like it, and it doesn't
annoying.
give you it does not give you the option, okay, I want to opt out. I just want to go through to the main mission. No, you've got to help her because she has to take you to certain places, you know,
Yeah.
and to do that, you have to help her first. You know, it's like you help me and then I'll help you. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's
So you gotta
annoying.
so you gotta go to like hostess clubs, you gotta help the homeless, you gotta do all this. I mean, it's fun and all. And you know, those that live in Japan and understand Japanese culture, you get that stuff, you know, but I mean, at some points it's like, come on, man, I just want to move on and get more into the main story. So it is a long game. So I'm thinking it's probably going to take me a good 25 hours to complete the main story, maybe. But that's what I've been working on this week. So Gaiden, yes. So Carl, I'll start with you. Have you been able to play any games since the last time you were on the show?
Yeah, a bit
Okay.
here and there.
Okay.
You know, of course, not as much as I'd want to.
Mhm.
I got back to some Baldur's Gate 3, which is good now because you know it gets Game of the Year time, and it's a good time to be talking about it and feeling it out again. You know,
Right.
I think I'm in Act 2 somewhere. I think I just got in there to Act 2. But then I also played more War Tales because that
Okay.
had its 1.0 release. I forgot how long
Right.
ago now, and then it also came to Game Pass, and it's on console, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox. I'm not sure if it's on PlayStation, maybe. But I wanted to see how that worked out on a console because it's one of those games where like you know it makes a lot of sense with the mouse and keyboard. I mean it was PC first, and then later was ported to console. So I was interested, and it seems to work pretty well. I think they did a really good job translating it to controller. So
Cool.
I love that.
I personally love like Baldur's Gate. I love it's on PC. I don't see myself playing on PlayStation because of the controllers. The type of game. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and that's a similar thing with War Tales and how that actually translates on console for Baldur's Gate 3 will be interesting. I mean, you could play it on PS5, or you could probably use a controller on PC. It's probably the same, but you'll get that, I imagine, direct control instead of the point and click control. And I actually like that. I think it feels really good doing that.
That's it. Cool.
And then I played some Persona 5 Tactica yesterday.
Nice.
Not as much as I wanted to. Like I think I like a little under 2 hours, which I like. I wanted more. It's one of it's a typical tactics game where there's a chunk of story, and then you go into a mission, and you do some battle, and then you go into a chunk of story and battle back and forth, sort of thing.
Right.
But you do get your hideout, and that's where you can do your shops, and you can go to the Velvet Room and do your stuff there. I like the combat. If you played Mario plus Rabbids, I would say it's probably closest to something like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was a good game.
Sort of like, yeah, it's and that the best aspect of Mario plus Rabbids was the combat. So I think I'm gonna like this a lot more because I like the characters and story better. You know, I like the hopefully the progression, you know, leveling up and stuff is more interesting in this than it was in like Mario plus Rabbids, which was okay. And gear as far as well, like, you know, getting new equipment and stuff. But I haven't gotten into all of that. But combat wise, yeah, it's very much like it's got the, you know, there's 3 stars you can get per mission, right? So you can like get, you know, try to do better. You can replay them to try to do better in each mission. So far, it's been really easy, you know, as you start. And it does have that sort of similar thing where like you can do sort of extra, like they got the one more right from Persona 5 Royal where like, you can get an extra attack. And in this one, you can kind of chain that multiple times. And the idea is to get as many actions as you can so you can complete these, you know, smaller battles in shorter times or less turns. Right. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really great. You know, there's a cover system, right? There's like Mario Rabbids, like you know, you can hide behind stuff, you know, so you don't. It's like very much part of the big strategy in this. And you got the Persona spells, attacks, you know, those are also always cool. And then, yeah, Joker only has the one persona right now. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that in this game, but I think that's probably fine for this type of game, that if he has just the one specialty.
Nice.
Good
Cool.
stuff so far.
All right. Fubu, what have you been playing?
I'm happy to say that I finally completed Sea of Stars. And
Nice.
what an amazing game. It's what amazing. Even the other day I was talking with Burley about something. I was like,
Yeah.
Burley, this happened. I wasn't even
You made
expecting
Burley's day. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I already have his code. I haven't visited his grave yet, but I already have his code. This moment I'm focusing on doing the plat, because I'm doing like miscellaneous stuff, some objectives, some super bosses. I'm doing that so I can get the plat and then get edit the video and stuff like that. Then the normal two that I already mentioned so many times, the AFC and Ever Crisis. And I did play something new for you guys. I played something new this week. I played some Fortnite. I haven't played Fortnite in years. The map, like they're doing the OG maps. They're doing the OG map, and I had to play, because the most recent map's not my type of thing. And me and my best friend, he plays Fortnite really well. And this is a funny story. Like, hey, come on, let me get you a win. I was like, yeah, sure, let get me a win, because I'm not playing this game.
Fubu, what season is Fortnite in now?
At this moment, like in general, I don't know, but the OG, I think it's on the 4th season. That's when the cube went to the sky. I think I already changed that, because it's one season per week. And I played with my best friend. We spent like 4 hours. We couldn't get a win, and he's like, I need to leave, but play with my nephew. He plays good, don't worry. And I played with his nephew. On the first game with his nephew, we got the win, and he was really pissed off because he couldn't get me the win, and his nephew got me the win. So really fun playing that game again. But yeah, I did what I wanted to do. I got like 2-3 wins, and now I'm done. I'm gonna go back to my other games, but I did what I wanted to do. I got that nostalgic kick out of me.
Cool.
Wait,
Burley, how about
Fubu,
go ahead.
You said you were playing Ever Crisis, like the mobile game, the Final Fantasy. Oh.
The Final Fantasy of it.
I guess we're gonna have to talk about Game of the Year, best mobile game.
You already know where my vote is.
Actually, that's not one of the categories that I selected, but I'm glad you guys talked about it now, so got that out of the way. So.
Well, if we're not going to talk about it later, I'm just going to put my vote up for Honkai Star Rail. Okay.
I think it's going to win. I think it's going to win. I'll be honest. Yeah. Okay. I wrote on my notes here. I chose Final Fantasy Ever Crisis. The first thing I say, I'm biased because I love this game. Well, sure. I'm done. Like, I'm not doing it. But being conscious of what it is, Honkai is going to win. It's a massive, beautiful game. It's really good. And you can play like Spider-Man and swing around.
Cool.
I wasn't sure that people really liked Ever Crisis. So when I saw it nominated, I was like, really? Like, okay. But I don't know. I guess.
All right, Burley, your turn. What have you been playing?
Burley, let's let Burley talk a little bit.
Well, I've played a few different games. I've finished up Spider-Man 2, and that was just that was a treat. That was a treat, and we have recorded the extra take. It is on our up on the Patreon for all.
It's on our Patreon, and it's on the YouTube channel for members. So it will be in early access, of course, for members on YouTube, and it's on Patreon for patrons. So.
Yeah. So we've got that. I started up Alan Wake 2. Nice. So I got about a little over 3 hours in that. Nice. It's a little bit slower of a start than I expected, but I am enjoying it.
Have you used a flashlight yet?
Oh God, yeah. I've used a flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh, you trust me. The flashlight is your friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No. Do you get? I was just gonna say, Burley. Do you get Control vibes yet? Playing Alan Wake 2.
Oh, there's in the first 3 hours. There's references to controls.
Okay.
To control. I will say that much. So, and I think there's even a reference to Quantum Break. I haven't played the game, but I'm pretty sure it's a reference to Quantum Break.
Cool.
And they've if you look, so far they've got a lot of stuff from all their different games in there.
Such an
And-
underrated game, Quantum Break. I mean, that's
I love that one.
I mean, if you got to play that, Burley, it's a
Oh.
really cool game. So
Well, I
Heard a lot of good
definitely will.
stuff about that game.
And I also played the new Mario Kart DLC, the Wave 6, the last of the DLC. Some really good fun tracks in there, and adding
Nice.
a bunch of characters, and I think it was like 15 new Mii costumes. Like they put a lot in this last wave, and I was like, holy. So
nice.
That Alan Wake reference in there, is that pretty definitive? That's what they're talking about?
For the Quantum Break, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, I know someone in my chat said Quantum Break.
Because I heard about that. I'm surprised because they previously said that might, they're like, it's not really part of the franchise because Microsoft sort of has, I guess, some sort of rights to it, so they couldn't use it. But who knows? We'll see. Maybe something's changed. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. All righty. Okay, guys, you ready? You ready to jump into it?
Yeah.
So first, before we get into the categories, I kind of want to just talk about the nominations in general, because there's been a lot of flack again this year of these certain games getting snubbed, or games that shouldn't be in a particular category. There was, I think, the category, for example, I think best esports manager or coach of the year, and they wanted their nomination to be rescinded because of the fact that they didn't even coach in that particular, this particular year. So, I mean, so it seems to be like this every year. I mean, what are your guys' feelings on this? I mean, and like some of the games that got snubbed, like, for example, Starfield did not get nominated for Game of the Year. It's in the RPG category, but it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year. Hogwarts Legacy, a lot of people felt was...
You knew that wasn't going to end up in there.
Yeah, but
and not because of the quality of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what did you guys feel about, like, just the nominations in general and how it was received in the media? Carl, I'll start with you. What did you think?
I actually am pretty much okay with most of this stuff. I think there's a few weird things here and there. I'm not gonna say like anything was like really, really snubbed. Like, I previously thought Starfield would have been nominated for Game of the Year, but this year was just so strong. And when I look at what's on there, I'm like, I get it. I mean, like, obviously, I wouldn't say like Super Mario Wonder belongs there. As good as it may be as a Mario game, I feel like those games don't really belong in those categories anymore, but I get it. I totally get it, right? There's of course the usual sort of weirdness with like the categories, right? Like the genres, like your action adventure. There's like why is certain games in there, but what are you gonna do? Like, this is, you can never have a perfect awards nominee list, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I think they've done it. They've done mostly a really good job. I think. I'm not really gonna like lose anything on this. I think it's fine. It's a good representation of the year. It's not the only representation of awards for the year. There's others. So.
Yeah. Burley, Fubu, do you guys have any thoughts on that? On how this was perceived by many out there? Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I think one of the morning shows you were saying something about Alan Wake, like being for the Game of the Year nomination. And I don't think Spider-Man should be in the Game of the Year nomination. I don't think Resident Evil 4 should have been in the Game of the Year nomination. Don't do that, Burley. Don't do that. If you ever develop Jedi powers, you're gonna kill me from Canada. I can feel it. I don't, because it's too early. I think when you do these things, like, you need a massive opinion from the people. I don't think only like journalists and stuff like that should have an opinion, because the gaming is for everyone. And I think it needed more time. I think, For example, I think Hogwarts Legacy should have been here instead of, for example, Alan Wake or Resident Evil. These are the two that I'm going to focus more, because I think Resident Evil 4, as a remake, it's not fun. It's like re-releasing, like I was saying before we started, it's like re-releasing Lord of the Rings nowadays with better quality, and they win the Oscar for best movie. Doesn't make any sense. So I would put Hogwarts Legacy, because the problem with Hogwarts Legacy is it came way too early in the year. It was in February, so most people already forgot and moved on, because, well, we have a short memory. We tend to enjoy what we have in the moment and not in the past. I'm pretty sure if Hogwarts Legacy came out, let's say 2 months ago, I guarantee you it would be in the Game of the Year.
See Burley disagreeing.
Yeah. Well, let me
Me
just
too, because a quick Will thing. I'll just say one title
Yeah.
that kind of refutes that a little bit. Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah.
Got a lot
That
of
was.
nominations.
I liked
Well,
it. I liked it.
this is I said
January,
this
right?
I said this last year, and I'll say it again. And I said this on the live show. The reason I'm frustrated with, say, Alan Wake being nominated for Game of the Year, and we're going to get to all this stuff, but I'm not saying that Alan Wake is not a good game. I think it's probably a great game, but it's been out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And so my beef is you shouldn't be putting games that have been released like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago into these categories. What they should do is have a full calendar year. So games that come out during that full calendar, then in the spring, say in March, you have the awards show. In January, you let the gamers vote on those games from the calendar year. If it came out January 1st of 2023, if it came out December 31st, 2023, it's still 2023, right? But you give it a few months to marinate, and then you have the Game Awards show. That I just think that would be better. But they're not going to do that because they want it close to Christmas and the holiday season. They want this show to be, seen by millions of people out there. But unfortunately, then you get a game like Alan Wake, and it's been out for 2 or 3 weeks, and it could win Game of the Year. And it's not, I don't think it's just, like you were saying, Fubu, like Hogwarts Legacy, it came out way too early.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Game Awards only exists as the show it is because they have advertisers, right?
Right.
Because they have these partnerships. And you're not going to get those in January, right? That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
So, I think we have to sort of understand and accept this show for what it is. Mm-hmm. The show that you're talking about, this perfect idea, that's basically DICE, right? The DICE Awards.
Yeah.
That does happen at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And also you're saying, okay, Alan Wake, it's too close. I mean, what about God of War Ragnarok? Wasn't that a week before the nomination?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So a great game's a great game, right? I mean, it's not like the audience needs to play it, because that's not who's the jury anyway. The jury is these publications, right? They tell you who the jury is. You can go look. It's on the website.
Yeah.
They all played it. They played plenty of it,
Right. Yeah, it's just my personal opinion is I think it should be up to the gamers themselves, the people, to decide what the game of the year is, and not the media outlets so that's just me. But people get to vote, but I mean, so
there's the player's choice thing, which isn't out yet. For some reason, it's not up. But 1 year that went to Genshin Impact. So is that what you want to be game of the year? I don't know.
Yeah. So Okay, guys. Burley, go ahead. You get your 10 cents in. Yeah, go ahead.
Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think it was not on here because that it came in February. It's the controversy because of the author of the books. That's the real thing, and that's a shame, because even though that game came out way back in February, it was a is a great game and should, in my opinion, be nominated in several of these categories. It's just unfair that because of who it's tied to, it gets that people don't want to vote for it and has a bad stuff associated with it, where they're just like, let's just ignore it. We'll put it off in this corner and ignore it, which is unfair.
Yep, I agree.
Question to you guys: when did Elden Ring come out last year? Came out in March.
Another good example of early in the year. Yeah,
early in the year. When did It Takes Two come out?
I think that was like a summer. I think it was like July or August.
Okay,
if I remember correctly.
Okay, and when did Breath of the Wild come out?
March.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Anyway,
I get your point.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our predictions. And I think Burley, you're I don't know if I asked you to do if you could take the
I'm taking the notes.
Taking the notes. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Actually, It Takes Two came out in March. Thank you, Donnie.
Oh, okay. Oh, Burley, you're gonna track all our predictions.
Yeah, I asked Carl. I asked Burley to track all the predictions. And so then, when the awards come out and then we do our show, we'll have the winner. So
yeah, I love a little friendly competition.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, cases of spiritual opium at risk here. So
I want to get drunk on spiritual opium. All right. Let's go, guys.
It's not drunk. It's euphoria, man.
Okay. Oh, high, whatever you want to call it, man.
Okay. Yeah, drunk on euphoria.
You're gonna pass out from so much euphoria.
Okay, so first category. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So best audio design. Audio design. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. So let's go by alphabetical order. So Burley, you're first. Carl, you're second. I'm third. Fubu, sorry, you're last on this one. So by the alphabet of our first letter of our first name. So Burley, go for it.
I get a little cheated because I'm using my real name instead of like my.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'll take it.
My name's Fabio, so I'm F. I'm F anyway. So.
Alrighty, my pick, Hi-Fi Rush.
There you go.
Okay. This was a tough. I will admit this was a tough category because like Dead Space, even though it is a remake, has really good audio design. When you're creeping around that the Ishimura is just so good. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man's got really good. RE4's I don't remember anything to write home of how this would be up there. Alan Wake 2 I haven't heard as much, so I'm still very early on, but Hi-Fi Rush audio is very huge in this game, so it kind of just made it easy for me to pick this.
Okay. Carl?
Quickly, I want to preface this. All my predictions.
Come on, Carl, just make your prediction.
I have to say this because
go ahead.
I haven't played a lot of these games, right? So like I don't want to come out here and judge everything and say like my opinion is fact or anything. Like a lot of what I'm going to base this stuff on is like from what I've heard people say, from what I've seen online, from what I've read, all of that stuff, right? It can be challenging, especially something like audio design without actually experiencing it, right?
Yeah.
To make a really good prediction. I mean, so like I'm also going to choose Hi-Fi Rush.
Wow.
Might be a little biased because actually the only one of these I played, was Hi-Fi Rush. But I will say that it does, because I was thinking about score as well, and versus audio design. And with Hi-Fi Rush, I will say that the design of the game, like the way the game functions, is a lot based on the design of the audio, right?
That's right.
So I think that does factor in, right, with why this game could potentially, and I believe will, win audio design, right? Yeah. But I have heard like a lot of things about Alan Wake 2, but I haven't experienced it, so I can't really say,
Yeah. Okay. Carl, I second what you're saying because, as a content creator and doing lots of other content, it's hard to be able to play all of these games. I've played some of them, but I haven't been able to play all of them. So there's there's going to be a lot of games in these categories that I haven't had a chance to play yet. But as you were saying, what other outlets have been saying, and but a little bit will be from the heart what I feel of my style of game. But I'm with both of you guys. I'm in this category. I'm Hi-Fi Rush because I have played it, and just the way this game runs with the audio and it being rhythm based. I mean, and there's so many cool tracks in this game. So yeah, I have to go with Hi-Fi Rush here. So that's my pick. Fubu, you're next.
Yeah, I think we're unanimous when it comes to this. I also chose Wi-Fi Rush. Sorry.
Nice.
For me, it would be like I only played Resident Evil. I saw a lot of Marvel. I saw a lot of Hi-Fi Rush. Alan Wake, I'll be honest, I didn't hear that much. But I think for me it was between Dead Space and Hi-Fi Rush because Dead Space being a closed environment survival, I think the sounds, it's very important, the sound in game to provide the mood of the game. Because if you're playing Dead Space and you have an upbeat sounds, won't be as scary. But what they did with Wi-Fi Rush, it's amazing. I really loved what they did with Wi-Fi Rush, so I'm voting for them as well. That's my vote. But it was between Dead Space and Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay. All right. So it's unanimous on that one. So Hi-Fi Rush. So you're making Burley's job easy so far.
I was going to say, you guys are making my job easy here. I like that. Just vote with what I vote for, and it'll all go good, everyone.
All right.
We're building up. We're starting friendly, and by the end, we're gonna Burley's gonna be with 2 hands like this, force choking everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, let's go ahead and get to the next one, guys. So here we go. Best art direction: Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Burley, I'll let you go again. Yeah.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, this one was a hard one for me. Because all of them have different art styles, so it's not one you can just go apple to apple.
Yeah.
It's and I've played pretty much all these games except Lies of P, but I've seen quite a bit of Lies of P.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm going to go for the game I didn't play here. I'm going to go Lies of P for our art direction.
Wow.
Okay. Very Bloodborne style, gothic,
Gothic, but it's got the colors in, and like it mutes the colors in some way. It's very unique. So, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Lies of P for Burley. Yeah. So Carl? Yeah.
It's a cool. I played the demo. It definitely has appeal in that category. I was surprised to see it here. But that's cool. For this, it's a tough one. I am gonna go with Hi-Fi Rush on this one because, again, the art style of this game or what it's doing with art is what made it stand out.
Right.
If you didn't have that art style, I think we probably wouldn't really be talking about this game that much. Like people loved what they did with this, the way it's animated, right, as well.
Yeah.
And that really, really stands out in how, and also how this game, plays too, because that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Carl. I got to go with Hi-Fi Rush again on this, and just the animated art style in this. It's just it's beautiful, and it's what makes it stand out. What makes the game stand out, really. So it's like that 1990s anime style. And I really like that. It's really
and everything
cool.
Animating on the beats. If like there's so much of that going on, I think that's really cool art direction, right?
Yes. I don't know if you guys know this, but did Breath of the Wild win art direction? I don't know if it did or not.
I can't remember. That'd be something I'd have to look up.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Yeah, but. Yeah, I mean, I just got to go with Hi-Fi Rush on this one again. It's a beautiful, beautiful art style. Fubu, your turn.
Yeah, Burley's gonna kill all of us. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Wi-Fi Rush because I'm gonna explain. Like Lives of P, it's a beautiful game, but it's too gloomy for me. Like the gothic part, it's too gloomy. I don't. But no, it's too gloomy. I don't like those. I know there's colors, but I feel the game is very dark. I feel Super Mario is a beautiful game, but the art direction for me is a little bit. It's also too colorful. So I don't know. I like what they do with Wi-Fi Rush, despite the fact it's a very colorful game. It's the animation style again reminds me of animes from the 80s. I grew up with that. Like I remember watching anime from the like I saw it in the 90s, but here in Portugal we got everything 10 years late. So it was brand new to me, all the animes from the 80s. Like I was watching Dragon Ball from a young age. So it kind of reminds me from that animation from that time with of course better quality. And when I was doing my research, I was looking at this game. I was like, wow, this game looks beautiful. Really, the sounds, the music, everything was great for me. I really love this type of game. So yeah, from this one, I would go with the Wi-Fi Rush as well.
Okay.
Expect to answer your question.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was nominated, but it didn't win. The winner was
win.
Cuphead.
Cuphead. Oh, okay.
Which I think is a similar situation here.
Similar situation. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. You know, instead of 1990s anime art styles, like 1940s anime.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Also, I don't vote on Legend of Zelda for a simple reason. It's beautiful, yeah, but it's building on something previous, so it's not 100% original. That's also why I didn't vote.
I like that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So next up, Games for Impact. A Space for the Unbound. Chants of Sinar. Goodbye Volcano High. Chia, Terra Nil, and Venba. Okay, I will go first on this one, but I have to admit I have not played any of these games, but I think when it comes to Annapurna Interactive and what they've been doing, I mean, they've been making some great games recently, and I think Chia has a lot of impact because, you know, it deals with of course, native island culture. So I think in that sense, it had a lot of impact on the people who did play that game. So I'm gonna throw my hat with Chia on this one. Okay, Fubu, I'll start with you. Next up, what's your pick?
Actually, I played Chia, and it was very impactful for me because. For me, it's very similar because this is an island-based game with lots of sea, nature, and that I relate to that because where I live, it's an island.
Yes.
A lot of
so
sea.
So is Japan, Fubu.
So no, but
it's an island nation. Yeah.
Yes, it is an island nation. But and we focus a lot on our heritage and our nature, and I related a lot with the Chia because I did play the game. I did play the game. Really fun game. What they do that you can possess the animals and fly around and run around. It's beautiful. It's something that respects its heritage, its culture, because this is it's Indonesian culture, and they use the language. They use the actual language from there.
Right.
They don't use French or English, so they respect the culture a lot. When it comes to art, everything was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. So my vote goes for this one. But Terra Nil was very close to me because, again, it's about saving the environment and it's well done. But I think Chia is more complex on the message that it passes. So my vote goes for Chia.
Okay. Hey, Carl?
Man, I feel like I'm just throwing a dart at a wall on this one. I have no idea what would win Games for Impact out of these. I feel like I'd have to play them, and I really don't see a lot of talk on any specific one of these. So, like, man, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick...
Venba's pretty new too. I mean, I think it was on Game Pass also.
Yeah, Venba's on Game Pass.
Yeah. So,
man, Terra Nil was on like Apple Arcade, I think, or something. Goodbye Volcano High. I'm gonna pick a space for the Unbound. I don't know. I don't know why.
Close your eyes and go like that.
Yeah. Pick that one.
Yeah. Okay. Burley,
All
how about you?
Mine is Chia.
Yeah.
I thought I'd go fun with it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I played very little Chia, and a lot of these I have not seen. Like the Goodbye Volcano High. I'm sure is probably a fine game, but I just remember seeing that so many times in the PlayStation showcases, and you're like, you're showing me this instead of stuff I want.
Right.
It made you mad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next category. So, next category, best esports game.
Why? Why, X-Pat? What category are you leaving out to put this one in?
For example, content creator of the year. I'm leaving out.
Well, those are all
some
garbage. So let's get rid of those.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, at least he's honest.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true. Carl is honest.
but there's a lot of gamers out there, Carl. A lot of gamers that are into esports. So and it's a category in the Game Awards here. So I thought I'd throw it in here. So anyway, Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile, and Valorant. I'll go first again on this one. I mean, Valorant is huge in the streaming community, but I think when it comes to esports, I still think League of Legends is at the top. And one thing I want to throw at you, Carl, they talked about for next year, since of course the actors and the writers strike is over. The next season on Netflix of
Arcane. Yeah.
Yes, Arcane is coming.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that, man. Big time. Yeah, we got to do some reviews of that when it comes out. But I'm gonna go with League of Legends because that has been on the top of the the esports platform for years, and I think it's going to continue. Burley, what's your pick?
See, yeah, this one I'm only just going with Valorant just because of how popular it is.
Yeah.
None of these games have been games I've enjoyed. I'll be honest. Like I've not played Dota 2. I'll be honest on that. But like League and Dota is not my style of game. Neither have I played PUBG Mobile. Have no desire. Neither have I played Valorant. I played Counter-Strike 1. So I'm just going Valorant because just how popular it still is with on like Twitch and YouTube and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Fuba?
Yeah, I look at these games and I played most of them. Like, I didn't play PUBG Mobile, but I played the normal one. Dota and League of Legends, especially the same type of gameplay that just changed some aspects, and Valorant and Counter-Strike is the same. I do have a thing for Counter-Strike because it was the first game that I remember playing with other people. Until then, I only played solo at home, and we had a cyber and would play Counter-Strike, so I have very good memories. And from my research, at this moment, Counter-Strike 2 has 1 million players daily. That's a lot of people playing this game. And it's Counter-Strike 2, but it's basically Counter-Strike 1, but everything rebuilt. So I'm going to go with a nostalgia factor here because I love Counter-Strike and my vote goes for Counter-Strike. Despite the fact Valorant is a very close second.
Okay. Go ahead, Carl. Get ready to throw another dart at the board.
Well, I'm gonna pick League of Legends because I mean it's been a juggernaut in the esports world for a long time. I'm not paying attention, so I don't know if it's still that high up there. But I also like League of Legends. I played it. I enjoyed that game. So whatever. I'm gonna give it my vote. I'm very curious as to the voting jury on this one. Like I feel like they're not the people who actually play these games and don't really know. So like I'm not sure how they're gonna judge it very well, but who knows?
Okay. All right.
Just a shame EAFC isn't here. Just sad about
I
that.
knew you were going to say that, Fuba. I knew you were going to say that. Just like I could say, "Oh, I'm surprised Madden isn't on this either."
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. So maybe this will be a category that Carl, agrees with us having on here. Best VR game.
Oh, you'd think you'd
think
wrong on this one.
Yeah, well,
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Best VR AR game. Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse. I'm gonna go with Call of the Mountain. It's the newest. I think it's the newest one of the VR games on here. For PSVR 2. Yeah, it's been getting some pretty cool reviews. Yeah, I think that'll probably win it. So, like I said, a lot of these games I haven't had a chance to play. Of course, and VR, it's like, haven't played a VR game in quite a while. But I think Horizon Call of the Mountain will probably win this. It won at the Golden Joystick Awards. So, yeah, I'll go with Call of the Mountain here. So, Carl, I'll start with you next on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Call of the Mountain as well. This category is weird because I don't Gran Turismo 7, Resident Evil Village, Humanity. I'm not sure about Synapse, but those three you can play without VR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're here. You tell me you don't have enough VR exclusive games to nominate for this. It's kind of silly. I'm sure there are other games that should be recognized that aren't here. I'm not really into the VR space. But if you are, I imagine this category probably pisses you off because they're just putting in things with VR add-on modes. Come on, get the crap out of here. So Call of the Mountain is a legit VR game. So I'm gonna vote for that one. Assassin's Creed Nexus just came out and
just came out.
Good.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of talk about it, but again, it's too late for this.
Right. I think it missed the cut. Missed the cut probably. Yeah, but
Yep.
Yeah. If it would have came out a week earlier, it probably would have made the cut.
Yeah.
It would have been on this list.
Yeah.
And I would have voted for it. So
There you go.
because
But
I'm
you
the
don't
biggest.
vote for Alan Wake.
Because I'm the biggest Assassin's Creed.
You
I'm
got
the
him.
biggest Assassin's Creed
Got
guy
him.
on this
Got him.
show. So
Got him.
no, come on, yeah,
I know.
It's all
I
about-
got it.
it's all about Half-Life Alex, So, but yeah, that's
Got to buy you a
previous.
Meta Quest 3 with Nexus. So
There you
enjoy
go.
it.
Yeah, I need it. Yeah. All right, Fubu. I guess it's your turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Horizon Call of the Mountain because to recreate that world in VR, it must be beautiful. Because when you're playing the game, the Horizon normal, you don't have a first-person view, so you can't experience like it would be in first person. This you can experience going through the leaves, fighting the monsters. Like Resident Evil, you get a box, open a hole, put the phone on it, and it's like you're playing VR. It's the same thing because it's first person game. So I didn't vote for that, but I would love to see Lady Dimitrescu up close like that. So I wouldn't mind that. But Horizon Call of the
Burley
Mountain-
hates her. Burley
No, but Horizon. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm voting.
Okay, Burley. Let's make it unanimous. Go for it.
Yes. No, I don't hate her. I hate how the internet overreacted over her. That's the thing. And the marketing was focused on her, and you could get past her character within the first 40 minutes of the game if you know what you're doing. I'm gonna pick Gran Turismo 7. No, I'm kidding. I'm going Horizon. I agree with Carl that two of these games on this list shouldn't be on here. There were other PSVR 2 titles that came out, not to mention how many for the MetaQuest 2 and 3 this year that are actual
Wasn't
VR
there
2.
a Walking Dead game, Saints and Sinners or something like that. It was really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Second one, yeah. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
this
second.
year, but
I think I have an idea it was this year. Not sure.
There were other games they could have put up, but yeah, out of all of them, because I've seen stuff with Call of the Mountain, it actually does stuff with it, and it was, remember, for them trying to sell this, the PSVR 2, This was the packing game. If you buy the full complete set, you get this game.
Yeah.
Because they know this is one of the games, if you're buying a PSVR 2, you're 99%
Right.
chance you're going to buy Call of the Mountain.
Right. And they had the bundle too, I think. Right,
Yep.
Burley? Yeah, Call of the
Yeah,
Mountain
that's what I was
bundle.
just saying. The bundle
Yeah.
with the full thing, you get it.
Exactly.
The game as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we are unanimous on that category. So let's go ahead and move on. Next category, best fighting game. So God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, so the remake of Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
That
Pocket-
just sneaks in there, right? That just came out.
Yeah. Pocket Bravery and Street Fighter 6. Okay, I'll go first on this one again. I'm gonna go Street Fighter 6. I love the art style in it. I love the music in it. And a lot of the characters. Mortal Kombat 1, yeah, it's kind of like a remake. God of Rock, I've never really, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, I've never played. Pocket Bravery, never played. So I mean, I'm going to go with Street Fighter 6 on this one. Yeah, Burley, how about you?
Yeah, this was a tough category for me to pick because like never played the Nickelodeon one, but I know it's pretty much just Kid Smash Brothers with Nickelodeon characters. God of Rock, I knew nothing of. Pocket Bravery, the same. So it's literally down to Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6.
Yep.
And you know what? The one that I hear the most people talking more about is Mortal Kombat 1. So I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay. Fubu, how about you in this category?
I'm going with Mortal Kombat 1. First of all, it's not a remake; it's a reboot because it says 1, but the story changes completely. Like Raiden isn't the god anymore. It's I think it's Liu Kang, the one.
Liu Kang,
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a reimagine. So, and when I'm playing a fighting game, I want to fight. I don't want to go around the world map and talk with people. No, I play fighting game to fight. Like I play EAFC to play football and not going around visiting stadium, for example.
Okay.
And what puts me off from Street Fighter 6 is, yeah, it's beautiful. I won't take that from you. It's a beautiful game. I don't like the fact that you create your own character and go around and talking with people. No, I want to fight. I don't want to go around. I didn't play the game, but I assume there will be some RPG elements in the game. I don't want that. I just want to fight. So I'm going with Mortal Kombat 1 as my vote.
Okay. All right. Carl?
Yeah, I think it's definitely between Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. And I'm going to pick Street Fighter 6. And I will say it's because, I don't know, I think it's hard to judge, right? I'm trying to figure out what the people will choose, right? Not really what I think, because I haven't played these two. But I do prefer Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat as far as gameplay wise. But I think you're talking about what's the best fighting game versus like which fighting game has the best story, right? I mean, yeah, that's probably Mortal Kombat, right? They tell the most interesting story, the most cinematic story, right?
Yeah.
But does that matter as much when it comes to how much you're going to play a fighting game, right? Because you care about the mechanics more than anything, right? And even when it comes to like esports, right, or competition, like which one of these is going to be better there? People are going to look at that as like which is the longer lasting game, and I feel like that's Street Fighter 6. I know the like main story thing in it is kind of weird, but I think people like that too. I thought it was at least unique and different. It was something else instead of your typical like here's some story, fight, here's some story, fight, here's some story, fight. Like that's every fighting game, right? I mean, and Mortal Kombat does that the best. So like it could go either way, but I don't know. I'm picking Street Fighter.
Okay. All righty. So those are our picks for best fighting game. So let's go ahead and move on to our next category, which is best sim strategy game.
This one pisses me off.
Oh, great. So I'll start with you on this one, Carl. So Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, Pikmin 4. Carl.
So
go for it.
the winner is War Tales. Okay.
Okay.
That's best strategy game of the year. It is, but again, nobody on this jury probably even knows of it or played it, right? So like, how are they going to vote for it, right? This is such a weird category, also because again, you're combining sim and strategy. Like City Skylines 2 and Pikmin 4 are vastly different games from Fire Emblem Engage and I'd say Advance Wars. Company Heroes 3, I'm not sure where that falls exactly. I think it's your sort of real time strategy, right? That type of games.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
you
real time.
got a lot of different stuff going on in this category, and it's weird and hard to like judge. And I think it's missing games that belong. And like, why City Skylines 2 didn't get good reviews. I don't know why it's even there. It's not like it's bad, but like I feel like it didn't deserve to be on this list. Like from the reception it got, especially for its
with all
launch.
the problems it's having.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like again, I feel like this is the jury just be like, we don't know. I don't know this game. Popular game 1, 2, 3. Like, look, I'm not gonna say Advance Wars and Fire Emblem and Pikmin are bad games. But I will say that those are the most widely known games that fall into this category, and that's why they're there.
Okay.
That said, Pikmin 4 is probably gonna win. I think it just makes the most sense for who's voting.
Okay.
So Pikmin 4 is your vote.
That's my vote.
I'm Carl. I'm with you on this one. I'm going to go with Pikmin 4. I mean, because that's the one that I know of the most, besides Fire Emblem, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna side with you on this one when it comes to Pikmin. So I think if this were focused particularly in this region of the world, out here in Asia, it would be one of those two games, Pikmin 4 or Fire Emblem. But I mean, I just think Pikmin 4 is more known. And played by a wider group of gamers, at different ages, especially the younger age group. So I'll go with Pikmin 4 on this one too. So, Burley, how about you?
Yeah,
we know who's voting for.
You just wait and see in a second. But City Skylines 2, I think only got on here because it was popular, because the first game, people really enjoyed the first game, but like it should be kicked off here because of when this game launched, it did not launch well. There's still problems with the game, and the developers, the studio itself was like, yeah, we'll fix it when we'll fix it. Like they did not have a good response, and my opinion, that should take it off the list entirely.
Yeah.
But like Carl said, this is a hard kind of mashup of between all these games because they're all a little bit different styles. But for me, I'm going Fire Emblem Engage. I played both it and Pikmin 4. I loved both of them, but Fire Emblem Engage I really liked more.
Okay. Fubu?
Yeah, I'm going for one that you probably aren't expecting as well, but I'm going with Company of Heroes. I checked every game, City Skylines 2. Yeah, I heard about its problems, but I didn't play any of them. I've seen gameplay. You guys have, we have here on the channel a Pikmin review that Burley did. I remember you did something with Pikmin. It was very nice. I think Fire Emblem Engage, it's very similar to the gameplay of Three Houses. They just added some new features, so it's not something innovative in my opinion. And Advance Wars, it's basically a remake of the original ones. And Company of Heroes, I always liked the World War II settings, and I was watching the gameplay, like the way that you move everything at the same time. It's kind of chaotic and it makes fun because everything is unpredictable when you're playing the game. So my vote goes for Company of Heroes 3.
All right. Okay, it's time to move on. So next category is Best Family Game. Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm going to start with this one. And out of the entire global scene of gamers out there, I think obviously Mario is the most well-known. obviously. I'm going to go with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I mean, this can be played with families. I mean, and it's gotten great reviews. I mean, Burley did his Super Mario Brothers Wonder for gameplay review for the channel. It's up on the YouTube channel now and on our Patreon. I really think this one's going to win. I think this is probably the strongest game on this list of in this category. So I'm going to go with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Burley, how about you?
Yeah, this one was a real easy one. And like Disney, I haven't played. Party Animals, I haven't played either yet. I want to. Pikmin 4 I've played, and it was a good, strong title. Sonic Superstars have not played, but I'm getting that later this year.
Yeah.
Because Sega, shame on you for a 2D Sonic game. You're going to charge full price. Absolutely. Yeah. Like no, Sega. You did good with Frontiers. I'm not letting you getting away with this. So for me, it's Super Mario Wonder. Like you said, I do have that extra take. I scored the game very high. I won't tell you what I scored it. Go watch that extra take. Shameless plug.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Carl, what's your pick?
Yeah, I mean, Super Mario Wonder in a landslide.
Yeah.
There's no competition here. I don't even think there's much to be said. It's just that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Fubu?
Yeah, it's Super Mario Wonder. I can easily imagine myself bringing. I'm not gonna say family because, well, my parents they're not gonna play this, nor I have any kids. But I can imagine bringing my friends, which I consider most of them my family, like Leah, her sister, my girlfriend, coming here to my house, plugged to the big TV, and then we do levels and we try to beat each other's times, and we have a fairly good time. I can easily imagine that. So yeah, Super Mario Bros. Wonder for me.
Yeah. All right. So that one's unanimous. Okay. Next up is best ongoing game, guys. Best ongoing game. Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Now, Burley, didn't Final Fantasy 14 win this category last year? I think it did, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. It won this last year.
Yeah. Okay. Best ongoing game. Fortnite is a different beast all in itself. I mean, the streaming community and people continue to play this game. Genshin Impact. I mean, it's a great game as well. Final Fantasy 14 still has a big community. Apex Legends also has a big community in the streaming community on Twitch as well. But I'm going to go with Cyberpunk. And I think the reason is because of Phantom Liberty and what they've done with this game from when it first came out. I mean, is just a redemption story, kind of in the not so much on the lines of No Man's Sky, but I mean with what they've done with Phantom Liberty and all the people that are coming back to this game to either play Cyberpunk, that gave up on it before and are trying it again, to playing this DLC and continuing with it. I'm going to go with Cyberpunk on this in this category here. That's my pick. Carl, what's your pick? Best ongoing game.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is only on this list because it's going to win. Okay, that's why it's here. It doesn't belong in an ongoing game. Okay, This is the only place where they're like, we can give it an award finally, because it's legitimately a great game. And I want to say Cyberpunk always has been a great game outside of the performance problems, and bugs that it launched with. Doesn't work, Burley. Block it. And yeah, that's why it's here. I mean, it's Phantom Liberty just blew people away, and all of the updates that it's had to go with that to get to this point. People are finally experiencing what Cyberpunk, at least could have been closer to, or should have been closer to at launch. So it is a great game. I loved Cyberpunk. So. Even the base game, when I played it at launch, I still loved it. So, for the content, right? That's in it. Right? It's fantastic.
Yeah. But I can see why it's an ongoing, because it is an ongoing game, and we're probably going to get more,
they said it's over.
They said it's
with Phantom Liberty. They said
that's
a
all. Sequel.
Cool.
They're talking about, but
okay, so like a Cyberpunk 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Burley, what's your pick?
Yeah, I agree with Carl that Cyberpunk is only on here because it's going to win. It should not be on here. And I do agree with Lee here. Justice for Stardew Valley. It should have been brought up here because that game's still getting content. It's still getting updates and adding. And it's
Sea of Thieves, people say should be here. And I mean, they have like big drops of like they had what was this year? It was the
Ghost one, the Ghost expansion.
Not the Ghost one. No. It was the why am I forgetting the name? Guybrush Threepwood. What's the game? Monkey
I agree,
Island.
Donnie. Mario
Monkey
Kart
Island
should be on here too.
Right?
Yeah, the Monkey Island. Yeah.
The Monkey Island expansion. Before that, they had the Pirates of the Caribbean one. Like these are very significant things, right? That are well received, and like that game is just ignored for some reason.
Yeah, for me, there's a lot of games ignored here, but I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh.
Okay. That's all. Just Final Fantasy 14. Okay.
I'm enjoying. We have different opinions. We're gonna start fighting now.
All right.
Okay. All right, go for it.
I'm gonna say
Final
Fantasy 14 is winning because it's coming to Xbox. No, that's
that's the reason, and it's still getting content, and they've announced the next expansions and all that.
They are.
People are they're all excited. Like Apex is a game I have tried. I could not get into it when it came out. Fortnite, the one and done I played of it. Genshin, I played that game and put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, I get it. It's now getting to what the game should have been when it was promised to us and released. That's great and all, but it's like it doesn't, in my opinion, feel that it should be in this category. So on principle, I'm not voting for it there. And it's like out of all these Final Fantasy 14, they keep just putting out stuff. Even though I'm not into it, I know a lot of people that are really into it. So that's why I'm giving it my vote.
Okay. Fubu?
Okay, I feel like I'm the most qualified because I played all of these games. When I say I played all of these games, I did play heavily. Look, if I show you my notes, the first thing I do, Cyberpunk, why is it here? I don't get it. I don't think the game should be here.
Right?
Hey, we're in agreeing. We agreed now. Later we're gonna. But I don't agree with. I don't agree with Cyberpunk being here. So I'm not voting for it. When I started doing content was with Apex Legends, and it was really good at the start. The problem with Apex Legends, it didn't manage to keep up with the market itself, because at the time it came out, everyone was saying it was the Fortnite killer. It didn't die, but it went from being the Fortnite killer to another King of the Arena game, stuff like that. Then I played Final Fantasy 14 when I was done with World of Warcraft. I played Final Fantasy 14. I did play a lot. I didn't get the best aspect of the game because the game, as it progressed, it got really, really good. And the latest expansions show that, because it has been growing for the last few years, getting more players. They're even getting more servers. So that's a good sign that the game is healthy. That's really good. Genshin Impact will not win because there's one problem. They have the new game, the Star Rail game, that and they're focusing more on that one now because it's the new cash cow. Everyone's going to be playing that, and Genshin Impact will be dying. My vote would have gone to Final Fantasy 14 if Fortnite didn't do what they did on the last few weeks. It's more than 1 month, I'm pretty sure, when they started putting the OG, and everyone, like content creators from the AFC and other stuff that I see, they all started to went back and play some OG Fortnite. And by doing that I'm going to say 1 month, 1.5 months ago, by doing that, I think they won my vote because they rehashed something, bring the people back again, and everyone's loving the game. And of course, Epic Games is doing a lot of money with skins and stuff like that once again. So my vote goes for Fortnite.
Fubu, shout out to Take in the chat. He says he feels like Valorant should be on here as well. Valorant.
Yeah. Instead of Cyberpunk. I totally agree.
Yeah, and the Donovan Viper, shout out to him as well. Mario Kart should be on here as well. Mario
Another
Kart,
one that could be here.
There's countless games, right? I mean, why can't League of Legends or Dota 2 be on there?
Yeah,
Aren't they ongoing games?
And and of course, Lee with Stardew Valley saying that. Yeah, so
but
many games it could be.
Didn't No Man's Sky win this award at some point?
Yeah, or it might have been, might have been nominated for sure. But yeah, I think it did win. Yeah.
Fubu, I want to say you're speaking from too much experience. Okay.
Okay.
And
too much
experience. You got to play the jury just a little. Just a little. But we'll see.
True.
We'll see how it goes.
I agree. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on, guys. So next up is Best Debut Indie Game. So we have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. I'm gonna go with Cocoon on this one. I mean, just the art style and the way the game plays. I mean, it's a very beautiful game. It's on Game Pass. I tried it a little bit. Yeah, that's the only one of this list that I've actually had a chance to play. So I'm just gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna go with Cocoon. That's my pick. Carl, how about you? Best debut indie.
Yeah, Cocoon. Basically sort of the same thing. I mean, it's gotten great reviews. I've heard great things about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, again, playing the jury type vote. Like, I feel like that this is the one that they're going to talk about. And this is the one that most of them played and most of them enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, like, just they're like, what else do we put on this list? Okay, yeah, I guess these other ones, they're pretty good. They're probably good games. I really don't know what they are, to be honest. Like, I heard of Denva, but the other three, like, no idea. Got nothing.
Okay. Fubu, you're next.
Where is Sea of Stars? I know it debuted this year.
But it's not a debut. It's not a debut.
It's not their debut. No, they had a game before called The Messenger back in 2018 or 2019.
Yes. Yeah.
Go check out that game.
Basically it's the first game that a developer has published. That's why it's debut.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and then the title should be Best Debut for an Indie Developer. That should probably be the name, I guess. Because I'm gonna go with the Cocoon. From all the games that I saw, I really enjoyed what I saw in Cocoon, so I'm going with that one as well.
Okay.
But my vote, like, if Sea of Stars was here, I would have gone with Sea of Stars, definitely.
Burley?
Oh yeah, I would have. If that was a choice, yeah, Fubu, I would have. But yeah, for me, it's Cocoon. We're gonna make this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only played Cocoon. I've seen a little bit of Pizza Tower. I haven't seen much of Dredge or Venba or Viewfinder. I've heard some good stuff about Dredge. I just have not gotten around to it.
Okay.
I want to say it might be a little unfair for Cocoon in this category because, as you can see, they are published by Annapurna Interactive, who is a pretty successful publisher who publishes a lot of big things.
Yeah.
And
that's like a joint publishing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Pizza Tower's, Tour de Pizza is probably not going to be anywhere near as getting the reach, right, that Cocoon can get with its publishing arm there. So, weird thing going on here. They may have to alter this. And you're right. Team 17 as well, Donovan. They are also fairly large. I don't know Thunderful Publishing, so that one could be, but yeah, Team 17 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is Best Independent Game, and I think this one is going to be unanimous, but I'm going to throw mine first. Sea of Stars. it's got the zeitgeist. It's got all the momentum right now. It's a huge game in the indie space. Cocoon is on here as well, but no, Sea of Stars is much, much more popular. I think this one's going to run away with the best indie. But Cocoon, Dave the Diver, that's an interesting one. That's been getting a lot of attention as well. But Dredge and Viewfinder. But my pick is Sea of Stars. Burley, I think I have an idea of what you're going to pick here, but I'll let you go next. Go for it.
Oh yeah, this I would make a little joke thing, but it's like, no, this is Sea of Stars. This is a game I kickstarted years ago, so I am a little biased on this. It is such a great game. Like I saw this being made over the last couple of years. Like it was supposed to come out in 2022, but they said to all of us backers, they said, hey, sorry, we want to delay this to 2023. We want to get this game coming out right, and that way you guys can experience the best of it. And when it launched great. It runs very well. A great little story, great little puzzles. And it's just like, I could talk about this game for hours.
And I think I saw a photo you took. You were playing Sea of Stars on your PlayStation Portal, right?
Yes, I did test it. It does work on the Portal.
Okay, nice.
I would hope so.
Yes, it works. I also have the game on, I have it on PlayStation. I also have a Steam copy. I've got a physical edition coming next year because of me backing it. Because those don't
open that. Don't open. Just keep it sealed.
Dude, it's going to be hard to keep that thing sealed. I'm going to try.
All right, Fubu, go ahead. Best indie game.
It's Sea of Stars. The same technical. No, I'm telling you now, Sea of Stars is. I'm telling you, I'm going to be honest. For me, Sea of Stars is my game of the year. That's how much I'm in love with the game. The gameplay, like the type of gameplay, like playing for many hours because I already have so many hours. I had no idea how long.
Okay,
the game
Fubu,
was.
since you've just done this, when we get to Game of the Year picks, you have to pick something different now.
Yes. It's Sea of Stars because the story is really beautiful. The combat is very interactive. It is because what happens with these types of turn-based games is just like you choose attack, you have special attacks where you have to bounce the attack. You have to combine types of attacks. There's one that I loved, which is with the alchemist and I'm forgetting the name of the guy with the blade now. But you create a fire pillar. And you have to use the analog stick to go around. It does massive damage. It is so good. The combat is so good. The story is, like I said, a few weeks ago, I told, this happened, like the show started a few weeks ago. I love this. I was talking to Burley. I went to this world. This happened. I don't want to spoil stuff, of course. But I'm in love with the story of this game and the gameplay. The design, the art of this game is something beautiful. You see a lot of passion in it. I have nothing bad to say about this game. So, yeah, Sea of Stars.
Okay. Carl, go for it. Let's make it unanimous.
Yeah, it's unanimous. It's Sea of Stars is my vote. I think, Burley covered the majority and Fubu as well. I do want to just say I would not be all that surprised, though, if somehow Dave the Diver, sneaks in and grabs this, just because... I know there's a lot of love for that game, especially amongst the industry people, publications. Turn-based RPGs is a bit of a black sheep sometimes for some people, for some areas, But I of course want it 100% to win.
Yeah. All righty. Okay. Next up, best action game. Armor Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2. Now, Ghost Runner 2 is one of those situations. It's been out for a few weeks. But I mean, those that loved Ghost Runner, are getting more in Ghost Runner 2, Dead Island 2, killing more zombies. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. I mean, it's this game is it's been out before, so it's been remade. Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2. That's a tough one, man. I'm gonna go with Hi-Fi Rush. Just the pacing in the game, the action, the combat, the rhythm-based combat, and all. Like we talked about before. I'm gonna go with Hi-Fi Rush on this. There might be a surprise here. That one might pull it off again. Carl, what do you think?
It's such a weird category because what's a straight action game nowadays, right? Like and what games could you say probably should fall into this category, right? Like, is Mario Wonder an action game? Like,
I put it more platformer.
But where else would that go, right?
Yeah,
it's an action game. Right? I would say, I mean, Lies of P. I don't know. They say those are RPGs, but I consider those action. Diablo 4. I mean, it's literally action RPG. So like, it's only allowed to be an RPG and not action, right? Like, but anyway, that again, this is 16. Yeah, again, that's mostly an action game, right? It's not really much of an RPG. So, it's going to lose the RPG category for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually going to go with Armored Core 6. Like, Hi-Fi Rush is my personal, of course. Like, I love that game. Yeah. I would want it to win. I'd be very happy if it does, but I'm picking Armored Core 6 because I feel like people really thought this was a fantastic new entry in this genre, this franchise that's kind of been away for a bit, and there is a huge fan base for From Software. People love what they do, and I kind of feel like that's going to gravitate to like, can we give this game an award, and this is the place where it can win. It's the only place it's nominated, I think. And I think Hi-Fi Rush can win other stuff, so I kind of feel like this is gonna be where Armored Core 6 could take it. So that's my pick.
Burley, you're up next.
Yeah, like Carl said, there's a few games here that could have been put in here, like Final Fantasy 16 and stuff like that. Like this one was a hard one for me to pick because a lot, like you said, there's a lot of these games that are the same year after year kind of thing version. I voted. My vote's going to Hi-Fi Rush. It's the only one on all of these lists I've actually played. So
Fuba.
Like I already gave the hint. If I could choose the winner, that it's not on the list. I think Final Fantasy 16 is. I don't call that an RPG, that it's an action game. If it had like what they did with Final Fantasy 7, where you can make it turn-based and stuff like that. But for me, the best action game of the year is Final Fantasy 16. I already played it, obviously. I played the demo a lot. I really enjoyed it. If now the games that we have here, if there was still a zombie craze going on like we had 10 years ago, I would definitely say Dead Island 2 would win, but we're not in that zombie craze anymore. Ghost Runner, I don't consider Ghost Runner to be an action game because it isn't. I think it's a platformer where you kill someone. Like instead of like you're playing Mario, you also kill the Goombas. You just stomp on them instead of putting a sword on their back or something like that.
Yeah, you're running across walls, basically.
Yeah, basically. Armored Core, it's interesting. Remnant's also very interesting, but I'm going with the Hi-Fi Rush. I really love the gameplay and the fighting, and the soundtrack really makes us enjoy the fighting. Reminds me a lot of Metal Gear Rising. Had a great soundtrack, especially when you were fighting bosses. And this game goes with the same thing with the music.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's me against everyone on Hi-Fi, and honestly, like I want Hi-Fi to win, so I'll be happy to be wrong here.
I mean, before these awards were announced, the nominees and all, you would have thought, Carl, especially on the Xbox side of things, you would have thought Starfield would rack up the most nominations. But boy, man, Hi-Fi Rush and just Tango is just had a super year. I mean, it's amazing. So
Yeah, I feel Starfield probably should have been nominated for score.
mhm.
I'm not sure where else, but yeah, like that's there are categories, but I think maybe it could have been in. I understand why it's not game of the year, but I think we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, best game direction. So Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. Now it's going to be hard for me to pick any of the categories that Baldur's Gate 3 is in, only because I haven't played it yet. So I have to be a little biased here. I think that probably Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win this category, but I'm gonna the game that I've played, and I'm gonna go with it, is Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I think, won this category as well. So, I mean, that's just for me, because I've actually played this game. So, and the direction of this game is amazing. I think for all of these games, it's amazing. But I mean, of these games so far, I've played Zelda. I've played it all the way through. So I'm gonna pick Tears of the Kingdom. That's my pick. Fubu, go ahead. I'll let you go next. Best game direction.
Yeah, this one's actually really hard to vote because I do agree with what you're saying with Zelda, but I have a gripe, which I already used this argument, and I'm going to use it again. It was built on something that already came from before. Okay, so it's not. Yeah, they built the sky, like the areas in the sky. The one that's underground. Yeah, that was beautiful, but like the main world, it did change a little bit. But the art, the game direction, it already came from something built before. I think like Marvel Spider-Man 2, it's something that it also came before, and you have the comics as support to continue the story, to adapt. And I think we can talk about this because for me it was fairly obvious when they announced Venom. And again, I haven't played the game. I know that Venom is in the game. We can talk about that. I knew Harry Osborn was going to be Venom from the last game. I knew that was going to happen. So it didn't surprise me that the game went in that direction. Super Mario Bros. Yeah, I think Super Mario, like making an elephant Mario is not something crazy unique. Alan Wake, I don't have that much opinion, but being in a horror game, I think it will appeal to us just to a niche, So my vote would go for Baldur's Gate 3 because I know it's adapted from Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, but they had to create the world from zero, the character from zero, the story from zero. So they went in a very good direction. They just used certain elements from the Dungeons and Dragons lore and they adapted to Baldur's Gate. I know it's free, but remember one thing: 1 and 2 were completely different beasts from this one. This one is much better when it comes to the expansion of the world, the design of the world, the design of the characters, the story, everything. So I would go with Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay. Burley, you're up next. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a tough one to pick. Like I've played all these games. Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, I have the least amount of time into both those. So those ones, it's hard for me, but I've seen some stuff with Baldur's Gate 3. But for me, I'm going Spider-Man 2 on this. Now, I'm taking some stuff from my review here, the extra take that's coming, but it changes a lot from the first game of systems and stuff like that, adding more areas of New York, new traversal abilities, a lot of different stuff. Yeah, there are some stuff with the story, but when you actually play and you experience the story of where it does fully go and everything, you'll understand.
Okay.
So,
all right, Carl.
Completely agree.
Yeah, this categories are tough because game direction and game of the year feel like they go hand in hand most of the time.
Hmm.
Because yeah, you have to have great direction, right, to be game of the year. But what does direction mean, right? I think Fubu, you really kind of convinced me with Baldur's Gate 3, and I want that game to win. I think it's between that and Alan Wake 2. And I'm like sort of fighting myself. I'm like, should I go with my heart or play the jury? And think like, because I kind of think Alan Wake 2, from everything I've heard, and good, I haven't played it, so it's like it's hard for me to say from experience. From everything I've heard, that this game does a lot of very interesting things when it comes to, performances and visuals and sound and how it all mixes that story together, and it does some very unique and interesting things. But Baldur's Gate, like you said, it's a whole other level, a whole other step up for the genre. And in the way it presents, again, story and characters and audio and music, everything is just all that high level, right? So man, I'm gonna pick Alan Wake 2, and be happy if I lose. Then if Baldur's Gate 3 wins, I'll be, it's fine.
Yeah.
Haven't developed my Jedi chopping powers.
No one has yet. But one day.
I was ready. I was ready for you to say Baldur's Gate 3. I was like, high five. Now I can't do that. But
That's what I want. That's what I want to win. Just like, I just feel like the people voting, like, Alan Wake 2 fits that very well.
Yeah. All right. Next up, most anticipated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I know one of our guests from a few weeks ago, of course, Genki. He's so much into this is his pick, I know, and he's so much into the Final Fantasy series, especially, he cannot. Rebirth might be the only game he actually plays next year. He'll probably be playing it all year long. Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, Tekken 8. Okay, now I'm going to go again because I know what's going to win this category. I think it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I am not going to pick that. My heart goes with Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, but I'm not going to pick that one either because because
plot twist.
The Star Wars community out there is also very huge, and I'm really interested to see the direction that they're going to take in Star Wars Outlaws. It's going to be a lot different from the traditional Star Wars games. I mean, you're going to be playing a character that is not a Jedi, not a Sith, just basically a thief. In a sense, they're like outlaws, and they're running around, and it's going to be completely different from a lot of the Star Wars games that have come out before. My most anticipated game is Star Wars Outlaws. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see the world of Star Wars in a different light, and that is my pick. But yes, I think Rebirth is going to win this category, but my pick is Star Wars Outlaws. Carl, you're next.
Surprising.
Yeah, these are predictions, and I want to get the most points, so I'm picking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm not excited for this game. Infinite Wealth and Outlaws for me, but in my most anticipated game personally right now is Persona 3 Reload. But I wouldn't expect that to be in this category. And I don't know how Tekken 8 made it on here, but it is what it is. That's my pick. And I see Lee the Hatless there. I kind of agree. Like, it's a weird category. Like, why are we even talking about games that aren't out yet and trying to give them awards? But it's the game industry. Like, hype is a huge thing. Anticipation and hype for like new things. Is something we all discuss all the time, and like the Oscars and movies, not quite the same. Like, there's some talk of like the the few like Marvel stuff, right? The big blockbusters, but it's not the same as the video game industry. So like, I like this category just because it's fun.
Yeah. So, but Carl, I'm going with my heart. So yeah, you know, even if I don't get all the points to win this thing,
You at least
It's
true
okay.
to yourself.
yeah, I just got to go with Star Wars because I'm a big Star Wars fan. So yeah, but yeah. Fubu, go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, you know my pick, but Hades also like Hades could win or could have won if there was like there was a zombie fever, there was a time there was a roguelike fever, like every game had to have a roguelike, and if we would have been on that time, Hades 2 would probably win because Hades 1 took the world by storm. I think no one was expecting. I even played that game. I love playing that game. All the types of weapons that you could use to progress, the type of skills you would win. It was a fantastic game. But again, I'm choosing by my heart. I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for one simple reason. Because when they announced the first one, everyone was like, okay, well, at least I thought that. And I know a lot of people thought like, okay, they're just revamping the game for modern graphics as a cash cow because they need some money because they have some NFT problems or something. I don't know, but they needed money. But then this is way more hype because when you finish Final Fantasy VII and the remake, you realize it is not a remake. It's the same thing I told about Mortal Kombat 1. It's a reimagine of the game. They're just doing like a parallel universe. And in this case, because now you don't know where the story is going. They already said that the story beats are going to change. You're going to, instead of going a certain path, you'll go a different one. Yes, you'll visit some familiar places, but there is a lot of things that will change. And me as a fan, I don't know where the game is going. If the first one that came out, a remake, was the same, I'm like, okay, we're going to do this, and that. But now, because it is a different story, I'm really excited to follow my favorite characters from my favorite game in the new adventure. This is literally a new adventure with some familiar aspects, and that's what excites me and makes me want to play the game so much.
Okay. Burley, you're up.
Yeah, Tekken 8, I think, is the only reason it's here. Because it's a fighting game, so it's a different genre a little bit, and because Tekken 7 was so bad when that launched.
Yeah.
Tekken fans they are clamoring. They're like, give us another good game. We know you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going Rebirth because it is the game I'm looking most forward to, and it's the obvious one that's probably going to win. I think they didn't put Reload because they're like, yeah, we already got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's going to get more points than Reload. So, and if they didn't put Rebirth on here, they know the internet would kill them.
I would have taken 8 out and put Reloaded, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Does
I
Outlaws even have a date for next year? Is this supposed to be next year?
Yeah, it's I think
February.
February, yeah.
It's early February, end of
February.
29.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is the 29th of February.
No, Outlaws.
So
Star Wars Outlaws.
February.
Okay.
Outlaws.
No, Star Wars Outlaw doesn't have a. I don't know if we have a definitive date yet. Actually, Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't even think it's guaranteed for next year. Although I get why
it says it's saying initial release date 2024.
Okay,
because of how big the momentum is.
Yeah,
that's why they put it.
Yeah. I'm the odd person out on this one. I'm going to go with Star Wars Outlaws here. If it comes out next year, yeah.
I'm excited for that. And Infinite Wealth, man.
See?
Yeah, Infinite Wealth. I mean, yeah, that's looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to Judgment 3 more, but that's a ways.
Kaito's Revenge, yes.
Yeah, Kaito's Revenge.
A Metaphor Refantasio is supposed to be next year. I mean,
yes.
I'm very excited for that too.
One. Yeah. All righty, here we go. Got a couple more left. Best RPG.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Here we go, guys. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, Starfield. I'm gonna go last on this one.
I think we're gonna kill each other in this one. Or at least I'm expecting that.
Burley, you're gonna go first on this one. What do you think?
All
Best
righty.
RPG,
Now,
yeah.
this is a hard one because it's like, do I want to go for the point? The easy point here is to pick Baldur's Gate 3. That's the easy, like, if you want the easy point. So, like, I'm tearing myself apart here because it's like, I have played pretty much all these games but Lies of P. They are all very, very good. Like, I loved Final Fantasy 16. I loved and had a blast. Hell, I bought a shirt of it. Sea of Stars, as I stated earlier, I love this game. It's just such a great game. Like, it, in my opinion, should have been nominated for Game of the Year. It's that good of a level of quality and how good of a game it is. Starfield, very high up there. I can understand, like, best RPG. It's a good RPG. It has problems, but I understand why it got nominated here. This is just so hard because, like, I've been this was the one category. It's like, and Donnie's saying, yeah, I feel bad for Fire Emblem Engage fans in this category. It could have been in here. Same with Octopath Traveler 2 was another big one.
Yeah, Octopath was amazing.
Yeah, Octopath, I think, would have maybe been a better fit for Lies of P, but because Lies of P, because it's that, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say double A, but you know what I mean? Kind of double A darling. It made sense why it was put here. Donnie's saying One Piece Odyssey. That was, I haven't finished the game, but wasn't a bad RPG, but it's like, yeah, there's so many games missed. You know what? I'm gonna stick to my thing. I'm going Sea of Stars.
Okay. All right. Fubu?
Yeah, I kind of spoiled my choice for this one when I said a few minutes ago that Sea of Stars is my game of the year. So if it's my game of the year, it has to be the best RPG, in my opinion. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is a very close second. Lives of P, I don't think Lives of P should be here, to be honest. Again, I see Lives of P more of an action game than RPG. Starfield, yeah, very good. But I feel like, and don't tell me, Carl, but I think Starfield is here because of the hype it had towards the game and not the game itself. I'm not saying it was a bad game, but I think they created way too much hype around the game. And Final Fantasy 16 is, again, like I mentioned before, I consider it more like an action game than an RPG. Again, if it had more party members and a turn-based system, yeah, I would go with RPG. But I consider it to be more action than RPG. Sea of Stars for me is the true and one RPG for me in this. Not saying the others are not, but it's a true and only RPG for me in this one. So my vote goes for Sea of Stars, which is my game of the year. That I can't vote on it.
Carl, you're up.
Yeah, I'm picking Baldur's Gate 3. And not because it's the easy pick, because I've played Baldur's Gate 3, but I've also played Sea of Stars, Starfield. I played the demo of Lies of P. Baldur's Gate 3 is an incredible RPG. I mean, it's the pinnacle of the genre, you know. I mean, it really deserves to be on here, and it really deserves to win. You know, when I think of what makes something an RPG, I mean, I guess I have an old school idea of that. So I don't look at like Lies of P and Final Fantasy 16 as games that really belong or compete as an RPG compared to like Starfield and Sea of Stars and Baldur's Gate 3. Like, and Starfield, I think, belongs here as representation for the genre because it's a real RPG. It's a true RPG, and it's a good RPG. It's a very good RPG. One of the best this year, right? But again, is the best? No, that's Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 has just incredible characters, incredible choices, right? Incredible story, incredible combat, right? combat depth, right? The amount of choices and ways you can create and make your characters and style them to your particular, likings, like how you want to play with them. I mean, the game is so cool in that it lets you like completely respec every character to whatever you want, and I love that for it. It's like if you like a particular character, you want to use them on your party, but you need to fill a specific role in your party, you can just change it to be make them be whatever you want, and that's fine. It doesn't really feel weird that much. Maybe a few characters you might be like, they don't belong in that class, but it's it's a game, it's a video game, right? We allow those type of things. And I guess I don't need to talk about music too much, how that applies to RPG, but like it has great score, it has great sound, and all of that as well.
Yeah.
And I wish I had finished it and I could tell you, but I haven't finished any of these, so I can't tell you which has the best overall story and characters. But I love the characters and story that I've gotten so far in Baldur's Gate 3, more than what I've played in Sea of Stars and Starfield as well. So that's my pick.
Have you gotten through Starfield yet, Carl? Have you gotten to New Game Plus yet?
I have not. No, I haven't. I haven't been able to go back to it because I haven't had the time. Like, again, as I said a while ago, like I want to play that game a certain way, and I don't have the time to play it that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I feel like I can't make progress in that game the way I want to. Like, it's not as satisfying as playing something like Baldur's Gate 3 or Sea of Stars, where like I can just definitively like, all right, I played 2 hours and I moved along this much in the game or the story, or I made this type of progress. And Starfield is much more open-ended. You could play it that way, but I feel like it doesn't work as well if you just play it straightforward.
Carl, just one question. In Sea of Stars, which part of the game are you in?
I'm not that far, I'd say. So I'm where did I stop? I'm in that village, that like cursed village place.
Okay.
You like get on the boat, or you had to go there, and then I forgot how far I got.
Yeah, very early.
It's very early. I got the who did I get? The girl who has like the poison attacks, the sort of
yeah. I'm just gonna say this: you haven't seen nothing yet.
And that's what I hear. I do. I'm excited to go back to it. It's just like, I haven't had the time. I'm mad at myself for not being able to play like what I consider these 3 of these games to be great RPGs that I really want to play more of.
That girl with the daggers has one of the best stories, plot twists that I've played in games. It's one of the best, and Burley agrees with me. I know he agrees with me because I was.
I gotta run. I'm really sorry. I have an emergency.
Okay.
With my daughter.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Take care, man. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Fubu. Go ahead and continue what you were saying.
No, I was saying that there's a lot of twists on the game, and the twist with the girl, because she has a weird name, but the twist with her, I'm telling you, I wasn't expecting, because the game hints that there's something with her, but it doesn't tell you what's with her until you reach a point, and you're like, what the? I'm not going to say the other word, but you know what the other word is. I don't know. Maybe there's hints, bigger hints that they tell you and I didn't pick them up. I don't know. Burley, when you play the game, did you notice those types of hints regarding...
I noticed some of the hints, but I didn't notice everything. That's the thing. There's stuff you will pick up on and some you won't with that game. It's just that's why, that's part of the reason why I voted for the attention to detail and how much stuff is there that you can tell they took a long time on this, waiting to spending their time really crafting it.
They build up. So that's why I'm telling one of the best things. But let's keep going. Last one, I think.
No, not yet. I have my pick yet.
Sorry.
Sea of Stars is not going to win Best RPG because it's going to win Best Indie. Lies of P is not going to win this category either. I think it's going to be Baldur's Gate, but I'm picking Starfield because I'm telling you, man, what they did with New Game Plus in this game, it's just massive and it's amazing, and it's a great RPG. Um, I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, so I really can't say anything about that, but I have played Starfield through and through, and I've played New Game Plus, and it's amazing. I'm going to pick Starfield. Of the all the categories, I mean, this is pretty much the only one. So I'm gonna go with Starfield. So I might be wrong, but
It's a good choice.
I'm gonna stick with my guns and go with Starfield on this one. So all right. Okay, last one, guys. Here we go. Game of the year. So, and maybe we can get Carl's pick later. So he had an emergency with his daughter. So yeah. So we maybe get his pick later. So Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to go first with the game of the year. I've been predicting this ever since the beginning of the year. I know Baldur's Gate 3 has all the momentum at the moment, but I'm telling you, when you have all of these media outlets are just, they love Zelda. And, I just think the fan base out there, it's going to be Zelda. And my pick is Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's going to win Game of the Year. I've been saying this since like January 1st when we knew this game was coming this year. I mean, it's going to win. So Spider-Man 2, all of these games are amazing. I'm sure. But it's just something about the gaming community and gamers in general that just, they just flock to Zelda. Just like they flock to Mario. But I think Zelda, I mean, the Tears, Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year. I think this is going to win Game of the Year as well. That's my pick. Fubu, I'll let you go. What's your pick?
I'm looking at the chat, and Donovan Viper is making me really interested in playing Alan Wake. To the way he's talking about the game, it looks really, really good. But yeah, if you checked all my votings, you'll notice that I don't vote in Legend of Zelda a lot. The only vote that Legend of Zelda has from me, it's actually Game of the Year. And why? All other games, they improved a lot in several areas that were better than Zelda. But what Zelda did, okay, like the game direction, I didn't vote in Zelda, but I'm not saying when I don't vote in Zelda, I'm not saying that it was bad what they did. What they did was they were leveled on what they improved everything in the game, everything. Not better than other games, but as a whole, they leveled up the game from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. They leveled up everything. Like Marvel Spider-Man, they introduced a new area, but it is, from what I understood, is not the most interesting area because they don't have a lot of tall buildings. It's more flat. I don't know the name of the area because I've never been to New York. They introduced
Brooklyn and Queens.
Brooklyn, thank you very much. Both they introduced the gliding, which is very nice traversal mechanic. But what Breath of the Wild did to traverse the world with the constructions, the gliding already had, the skydiving, they weren't outstanding in one aspect, but they were amazing in the whole group and the whole game. It was amazing how they improved the game. So I would love to say Baldur's Gate because I really enjoyed Baldur's Gate, but Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is my game of the year of how much they improved from the last one to this one, and without improving too much when it comes to because it's the same hardware. Because remember, Spider-Man was on PlayStation 4 and now it's on 5, for example. Resident Evil 4 was on PlayStation 2 and now it's on 4 and 5. Alan Wake, okay, it improved because I think it was PlayStation 2 or 3 and now it's on 5. Super Mario Bros. You can't really compare, and also Baldur's Gate, the last one was a few years ago, and again, they did improve a lot graphically, but I think what Zelda did is outstanding in the same hardware. It's amazing.
Burley, go for it.
Yeah, no, Zelda has done a lot. Like, they really did push the Switch a lot, and with what they did. And like Expat, I agreed early on in the year, but we were both saying this thing's just going to win. Because of Breath of the Wild and the momentum that had, you carried on. And Tears of the Kingdom did fix a lot. They fixed a lot of stuff from that I didn't like in Breath of the Wild, and makes me want to go back to Breath of the Wild after playing Tears of the Kingdom. But it's like, now that I've played Spider-Man, like, I'm just gonna go down. Like, Alan Wake 2, I haven't played enough, so I can't for that give it my vote. But I hear it's good. Resident Evil 4 remake, it was a remake. It was a good remake, but I don't think it should have been here. It's only here because of these games are all here because of their high Metacritic scores. They are the top 6 at that time for the Metacritic scores. That's why they're all here. Mario Wonder, it is a great game, but I just can't see it being the winner. And as much as I loved and enjoyed it, but I don't think it is a Game of the Year category. So we're leaving down to Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, and Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate 3, I've only put a couple hours, but I hear how great the game is, and I've loved the few hours I have into it. We have Donnie here in chat saying I would have replaced Resident Evil 4 with Sea of Stars, considering it as a remake. Yeah, you could put Sea of Stars, could put Starfield. There's a lot of games they could have put on here. You know what? I'm gonna go Zelda on this. Like, as much as I love Spider-Man 2, and I'll probably play more, go back to Spider-Man 2, just with everything they've done, and I think with the giant momentum of Zelda, it's just that good of a game. Like, these are all great games, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're playing any of them, I think you're going to be happy and get your money's worth and feel satisfied playing all these.
Yeah, and it's going to be it'll be the swan song for the Switch, because we're getting the Switch 2 next year. So I mean, what great way for the Switch to go out with having like back-to-back Zelda games as Game of the Year. I mean, I just think that's the way it's going to go. I mean, I honestly, I mean, I picked Starfield for best RPG, but probably Baldur's Gate is going to win RPG, but I think Zelda is going to take the Game of the Year. It's just, I think it's, I mean, they're all great games. Like Lee's saying, they're all great games. I mean, I'm sure. And I really want to play Alan Wake too. I'm really excited because I loved the first Alan Wake game and I loved Control. I mean, Remedy is amazing. So, and, Quantum Break as well. So, I'm looking forward to playing Baldur's Gate 3 as well. I mean, and Wonder and all of them, and Spider-Man 2. But I played Zelda. So many good games to play. But I played all the way through Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. But just knowing how the gaming community and the gaming publishers and the media outlets and everything, Nintendo has a special place in their hearts. And I just think when it comes to Game of the Year, it's going to win it. And that's why I've said since day one this year that Zelda's going to win it. No matter what comes out, Zelda's going to take it. Just like next year, I'm already predicting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably going to win Game of the Year.
We'll have The Last of Us 2 remake as Game of the Year as well. Probably.
No, we don't need to go there. Don't. Bad food.
No.
Bad food.
No, I'm sorry.
This year we were spoiled, which is how much good stuff, great games we got this year. Like, it was for a while there. It was like month to month, you were just getting a great title being dropped, and it was like it was hard.
October.
Oh yeah, Brooktober. Yeah, that's the thing. There were
Yeah.
so many great games. It was so hard to keep because
But-
not only I'm playing and streaming these games, making content here for the podcast. It was like crazy just to get footage and get stuff for all these games.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, next year is even, stacked with all the games that are coming out. I mean,
Mhm.
I have to say this. My most anticipated game, and it's not on the list of most anticipated games. I picked Star Wars Outlaws, of course, but it wasn't nominated because we don't know for sure if it's coming out next year, but I think it is. Hellblade 2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
first one was really
cannot wait for Hellblade 2. That
Yeah.
I loved the first one, Senua's Sacrifice. I'm waiting for Hellblade 2. If that comes out, that is definitely my most
And
anticipated.
it's going to be exclusive of the Xbox.
Yeah.
It'll also be
Game
on
Pass
Day
Day 1.
Yeah, you
Game
can
Pass.
get it on Well, Game Pass. That's the thing. You can also, if you have a PC, you can just get the Game Pass app installed and play it that way. Yeah, and then Lee's saying, I think the new Silent Hills might surprise us. Not the remake, the other one. Isn't
Yeah,
that
that's true,
not
that's
coming
true.
next year? I don't know. I don't think we know the dates. That's the
Don't
thing.
know.
There's so many games that we know are
Yeah.
in development
Right.
that are just up in limbo.
We don't know.
Limbo.
Yeah.
And like we have we know what's coming at the Game Awards. We know what trailer is going to be dropped. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that is not on the most anticipated. I'm surprised GTA 6 is not there because whenever that game releases, how
yeah.
big
Oh, yes.
5 was.
Oh,
And
yeah. It's
you-
Vice City too. It's Vice City.
Yeah, it's
too.
Vice City.
Yeah.
You know that they're going to launch with the casino, the online casinos, bigger and better. Even
I'm
though
telling you.
they said,
I'm telling you right now, GTA 6 will be at the Game Awards. It's
Uh-huh.
because Rockstar Games has already said we're gonna announce in December.
Yeah, they
You
have
know-
a trailer ready.
They're gonna have the trailer, and in the trailer will be the release date.
okay.
I'm predicting that right now. Yes,
It's going to be
Yes.
available tomorrow, and
And-
it's going to crush.
And we're gonna get a surprise from Nintendo. We're gonna see the Switch 2. Just like the year that they showed the Xbox Series X. They're gonna show the Switch 2.
I think we need to do a live event to watch that live and react. Because if it goes like you're saying, it's going to be one crazy show.
Oh yeah. It's going to be interesting. But let me go ahead and throw all of you video viewers here. Let me throw you the link if you want to go and check out all of the nominees. So we didn't go through all of the nominees. If you want to check out all of them, you can go to IGN and check out the article there, where you can see all of the nominees in every category. So we didn't go through
31
every single-
categories, I think.
Yeah, we didn't go through all the categories. We went through probably some of the biggest categories in this episode. But if you want to check out every single category, you can go ahead and check out the IGN.
There's one that I think, for me, when it comes to movies and television and to games, which was the best score music. I think that one, I went with Final Fantasy 16 because the soundtrack on that game is just amazing. It vibes everything in the game. It's beautiful, the soundtrack of that game. It's really good. Sorry to take over this a little bit, but where is it? Yeah, the best performance. There's a lot of you had Idris Elba, you have Ben Starr for Final Fantasy, Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Yuri Lowenthal for Spider-Man. There's you have no idea. If we did this, we'd have like a 8-hour show or something talking about this. It would be a very, very long show. But there are some very, very interesting choices. If you have the time to watch the article, you're going to be like, "Oh, amazing! You will know who to vote for."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So and when it comes to us doing a live reactions to the Game Awards, that's still up in the air at the moment. Of course, obviously I'm out here in Japan, so the time the Game Awards is being shown, it's like maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm still asleep. So I don't know. We'll discuss it. We'll get back to everybody about what we're going to be doing in the next week or so. But we'll definitely be talking about the winners and all, in the next episode after the awards show. So stay tuned for that. And it's time for some programming notes. So obviously Burley's been a busy bee recently in the Arena Extra Take, our supplemental series to the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. We have our gameplay review of Super Mario Brothers Wonder that is already up on the free feeds here. So you can check it out on our Patreon as well as on YouTube. So on the Arena Productions YouTube channel here. So go check out that gameplay review. So that is up on the channel already. And also on the Marvel side of things, I did a What If Season 2 premiere details video, which is up on our The Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena playlist here on the Arena Productions. So you can go and check that out. So all the details for Season 2 of What If. So go and check that out. It's going to be really cool because it's going to be coming out in December, and each day from December 22nd, there's 9 episodes. So every day a new episode drops on Disney Plus. So until the end of the year. So it's going to be pretty cool. Fun. Yeah. So we got the Avengers from 1988 are going to be in this season. Hela from, of course, with Kate Blanchett voicing
Happy
Hela.
Hogan.
She's going to be.
Hogan.
She's going to be in it. Yeah, Happy Hogan, of course, at the end there. Yeah. So please go and check out that video.
I like that. I'm interested for the Happy Hogan one because it's like a Die Hard parody.
Right.
Because it feels like that. So I really want to see that one.
Right. And today we dropped a PS Portal unboxing. Of course, Burley, he has the PS Portal there, so you can go and check out our shorts video over on here on the Arena Productions YouTube channel. So our unboxing, or Burley's unboxing of the PS Portal, so you can go and check that out. And on Sunday around noon, so right now it is available for the YouTube channel members. Our PS5 gameplay review that Burley did of Spider-Man 2. You can check that out if you become a member here on the YouTube channel. And it's also on our Patreon for patrons. So you can check that out. So our PS5 gameplay review of Marvel's Spider-Man that Burley did. So you can go and check that out. So those are our programming notes. So things that we have on the channel now. So yeah. So good. You guys have been busy. Yeah, we've been busy for sure. That's we've got a lot of content coming in 2024 as well. We'll keep you up to date on all of that. So when it comes to video games, entertainment, and pop culture, the Arena Productions is where it is at. So yeah, good stuff. All right. So let's talk about what we're going to be playing this upcoming week. I'm going to continue with Gaiden. Hopefully I can finish it and then jump more into Persona 5 Tactica. So Burley, what are you going to be playing?
Well, I'm going to be continuing on with Alan Wake 2, but also start up Super Mario RPG Remake because that came out on Friday. So nice. I cannot wait to play that.
Nice. Okay, Fubu, how about you? What games are you going to be playing this upcoming week?
Besides the normal 2, right? I'm going to finish the flat on Sea of Stars, almost getting there. And I'm going to sink my nails, teeth, everything on Final Fantasy 16 because I already played a little bit. I'm enjoying the game, but I haven't focused 100% on it because I want to plat Sea of Stars first. I like to go one by one. And again, EAFC takes a lot of time from me. And it's going to be the one that I will be focusing more. It will be Final Fantasy 16, so I can start building up that plat and enjoy everything that I've read about the game and I've seen about the game, and it's enjoy the epicness that the game has.
Cool. All right. And one other little programming note I want to throw out there, and I highly recommend this series on Netflix. It's called Blue Eye Samurai. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's really good. It depicts early Edo period Japan and how women were treated. And the main character is a woman disguised as a man, and she is out for vengeance. It's really, really good, and the animation style is amazing. I'm thinking of doing some content related to Blue Eye Samurai. I finished it up the other night, and it's an amazing bit of anime. So you might be seeing a video or two come up on the YouTube channel for Blue Eye Samurai. So stay tuned for that. So
Since we're talking about Netflix, I also saw the Scott Pilgrim anime that they released, and they brought the voice cast from the original movie back.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you now, it is not what you're expecting. Netflix did what they usually do to content. I'm not going to say that much. You're going to think it's
Mhm.
negative, but it's actually quite interesting, giving a flip side. Okay, you'll understand if you saw the original movie and you watch the anime. You'll understand what I'm saying. But it didn't create any hate, like you remember what they did to He-Man a few years ago. Everyone hated that. They take a similar route, but they make it better. I don't know how to explain. At the beginning, at the second episode, I was like, really, they did this? I was kind of disappointed, but I gave it a chance, and as the story progressed, it gets really, really, really good. And then at the end, it's a very happy ending.
One other thing also, and it was in the chat talking about Loki. We should be doing a Loki season 2 review at some point here in the near future on the channel, on the Arena Productions YouTube channel, as well as on our Patreon at patreon.com/the Arena Productions, as well as the Marvels film that just came out. So we'll be doing a Marvels review roundup video as well. So stay tuned for those. So yeah, good stuff. All righty. Okay. So now to end our show, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight, let me go ahead and get that up, is on Pearl Blanche. Pearl Blanche is an artist duo made up of music producer, electronic artist, pianist, and keyboard player Tal Avital and musician Michael Maytal. The pair has produced music for leading artists, as well as creating original music and soundtracks for commercials, movies, and fashion brands, from the title song of their album called Sparkling Lights. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 153. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burlerman Gaming, Fubu87, and Turn-Based Carl. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Have a great week of gaming, and we hope to catch you next week. Peace out, and enjoy the outro.
Bye, everyone.